What's up YouTube? I'm just another guy and welcome to my Parks the Premier League here with Billericay Town FC. And before we jump into the fixtures and transfers like we normally do, just a couple of points I want to pick out. Mick Miller is no longer captain for Billericay Town. Just decided, he doesn't play enough first team football to really merit getting the captain's armband. So, and not playing first team football, why has he got the captain's armband? Because he's never going to be captain on the pitch. So I ended up changing it, and also Skeles, he left. He retired, really, I should say. So I had a new vice-captain vacancy up as well, so I ended up changing both of them. So Andre Bruno, an amazing player for the past, well, since I signed him really, but for the last season especially, and a great player for us, so he's become the captain. And Cass Peters got the vice-captain's armband. So those are the main things there. Elsewhere, though, we ended up improving our youth facilities and training facilities, both at the same time. So now we have average training facilities and basic youth facilities, so that was nice to see. So let's get back onto the normal stuff, and we're going to the transfers, of course, start of the season, start of our 4th year in the Premier League, and also our 1st year in Europe. So first guy out was Andreas Piera, an amazing servant for the club. Really good career here, absolutely amazing throughout the divisions. But last 2 years just didn't get enough first team football. Last year he went out on loan as well, so let his contract die out. Didn't really want to keep him here. Sign him down for a new deal and then loan him out just to keep him happy. So he left. Shows that we're moving on now. We're in a new chapter of our club. Mick Miller's leaving and all that stuff. Yanis Lucas decided to let him go on a free transfer. Didn't try selling him, so in the end I just let his contract die out. Really disappointed with how he turned out in the Premier League. After his amazing second season for us in the Championship, after getting 22 goals in 44 appearances, I expected a lot of him. I had really high hopes that he'd do well in the Premier League. And it's not like I didn't give him the chance. No, I pretty much gave him 2 seasons to really show himself and prove that he could cut it out at this level, but he didn't. So last year only 5 appearances, didn't even get a goal, so he's gone out to the Championship team Leicester. Ishmael, just a youth player that never made it in the end, really disappointed there. Andreas Samsonov, he's actually an icon at the side, just for 2 great seasons at the club, especially the one, the history one where it got us into the Premier League. But overall, 2 good years at the side. He's in the icons list now for us. And, 2 years of just sitting on the bench, not playing first team football. We didn't complain, so I'll give him to that. He was very happy just to even be in the Premier League. So he's gone now out to Deportivo of Spain. Deportivo La Coruña. I love that team's name. Anyway, Chami, he went out. He signed for 1.1 million last year, but he was only ever going to be a 1-year wonder for us. Ended up just being a 1-year player. Didn't do amazingly for us. Was only a rotation player. Disappointed I paid as much as I did for him, especially considering I could only get 500k from him at the end of the season. But, whatever. 500k is still good enough. Elsewhere, Manu Sanchez went out. 1.9 would I? Yeah, 1.9 million to Coventry, the Championship. Again, did pretty well for us in the Championship. Including the year we got promoted, did amazingly well for us. Only missing out on 3 games, but into the Premier League. Did all right first season, but just slowly faded out of the team. And then in the end, decided that this season I didn't really want him anymore. I managed to loan in a right back that I'm very happy with. So 1.9 million, a player coming in on loan. Overall, I think that's pretty equal. They balance each other out. Walters Diaz went out on loan. I don't really want this player anymore. He's on 27.5 million. Tried selling him, but I couldn't. Tried offering him a new contract. Didn't work. The work permit thing is coming to effect yet again. I don't want the player anymore. I really regret signing him. Kevin Guetti went out to BAT on loan. He's currently back at the side though. Played some Champions League football while he was there. He actually scored against... Who did he score against? He got to the group stage. Scored against Bayern Leverkusen. Played against Real Madrid. Things that don't come often by for when he's on my side anyway. He's a backup player, but can't loan him out to an English team. For some reason, no one really wants him, so disappointed there. But I did have high hopes for this guy. Potentially, it's dropped now. Of course, it hasn't got much first team football, so we'll be looking to sell this guy or releasing him, I should say, at the end of the season. Elsewhere, loaned out a couple of players to Crawley, including Priskel, who I still have hopes that he'll at some point, maybe develop a little bit more. He's 22 now, highly doubt it, but could still be a squad player at the team if he's happy enough with that. Another thing though, Jonathan Romeu sold him for £3 million to Fulham of the Championship. Gave him 1 year to really make his mark on the team, or just prove that he was good enough for the Premier League. Sadly, he didn't do that in our second year of us. 6.7 average match rating, not getting an assist. As a left attacking midfielder, that is not good enough, and that's why he faded out the team second year, and 3 million this year. Overall, I think 3 million is a good price as well, only for 2 years. And then 4 loanees out. Just youth players that I have a little bit of a future, a little bit of hope for anyway, so I've loaned them out to get first team football. So the ins, Jules Roberts come in, the French international, come in from Hamburg of the Bundesliga. Overall, he's just a backup player though, not going to be featuring in the first team too much. Of course, Francisco Javier, Luis Alberto Shakuro, the wonder kid, are going to be getting some first team football as well with Andre Bruno. You know, we have 3 centre backs already established at the side. So Jules Roberts is only going to be 4th choice. You know, he's just there to have backup. He's made a few appearances as well, so you know, not a bad player to have. Hamza Benali. This guy is an amazing player. I'm really, really glad I found him. Coming from Angie Makachkala. He is a Morocco, sorry. Monaco's not a country. I meant to say Morocco. Anyway, Morocco international. Look at Shamak. Anyway, I've been distracted. Morocco. Sorry, I said Monaco again. God damn it. Morocco international. Overall, he is an amazing player. 32 years of age, but his stats have held up amazingly. I should say, credible stats for his age. He is a leading Premiership player as well, and the fact that he plays defensive mid, okay, I don't play them, but it just means in the centre of the pitch we have a holding player that is naturally a holding player. So, you know, he's someone that can play ball-winning midfielder at the centre of the pitch. Just, you know, be that rock in the centre of the park that we, you know, really need now that we've got a lot of young centre mids coming through our ranks here. We need that bit of experience in the team that can offer stability, and this is what this guy hopefully can offer. You know, currently he's injured with his sprained ankle. That isn't great, of course, but you know, injuries happen. He'll hopefully come back and do very well for the side. Dietar Stahl, he coming on a free transfer. Youngster, I've got a little bit of potential, a little bit of hope for him. You know, he's got some good potential on him. He's currently in the reserves this time round. I may think about loaning him out at some point in the future. Marakazuo, I should say, sorry. He's out for 3 to 5 months currently with a damaged cruciate ligament. Those are real career hinderers, especially at his age, you know, where he needs to be developing and he's not getting first team football. But, you know, hopefully he can come back and, you know, get a couple of games to the side. He can play right and left attacking mid. And again, this guy's got a lot of good potential on him. Currently 4-star potential. That is a leading Premiership player. So I hope that he does develop to that, and I'm going to try and give him games. The fact he can play on the left and the right. Of course, we don't play natural wingers. We play the more pushed up left attacking mids and right attacking mids. But still, I feel that, you know, they're pretty much the same role. I do play wingers attack, so he can just move up to that pretty easily. He'll develop them positions just by playing there. I won't force him to train. But hopefully this guy has a bit of a future at the side. Anyway, you know, 18 years of age, free transfer, coming in from Bayern Munich, I think. Yeah, Bayern Munich's youth system. Anyway, this is where we spent the money. Mark Oswald, an amazing player, right back. Brought him on loan from Stuttgart. How much of the wage are we paying of that? I think we're paying all of it. Actually, no, sorry, we're only paying 8k a week of that. So that's an amazing amount of money. When you look at that and you think we sold Sanchez for 1.9 million, we've not got his wage to pay either. Overall, I think this is a great loan signing. Really, I'm chuffed to have it. Ideally, I know I would like to play Cressinger, but we've got 2 right backs who are pretty much equal ability. Amazing physical stats on Oswald. Overall, an amazing player, I should say. Really happy to get him on loan, you know, like I say, not a lot of wage. Clesius Carlos, 500k. Signing youth player, young Brazilian striker. We did have Jefferson come in as well, so now we've got 2 young Brazilians in the side. Had got some first team football for Atletico Paranaense, whatever that team is. I've never really seen that before. But, you know, these potential, hopefully, again, he's sort of in and around the squad, I should say. Sorry if I can get my words out. You know, he's not on the bench all the time, but he's in my first team, which means I've always got him in view. I always see that option where you go, maybe I'll put him on the bench this game. Maybe I'll give him the last 10 minutes of this game or that game. So overall, you know, he's playing some games. He's getting some league games. I mean, cup games, I should say. Anyway, he's played. Oh no, sorry, I haven't played him on the cup yet. But I want to be giving him cup games, I should say. And the last guy, I didn't mention this guy previously with Jules Roberts. This guy is a wonder kid. £10 million, 18-year-old, incredible Luis Alberto Shakuro. 2 caps for Argentina already. Argentina or Uruguay, actually. Uruguay, sorry. 2 caps for Uruguay, only at 18. Like I said, he is a wonder kid. That's not me being big-headed. It actually says wonder kid on personal abilities. Great player. I paid out of the arse for him. 10 million is probably cheap, you know. A lot of people say, oh, 10 million, a wonder kid. You shouldn't knock that, you know. Overall, look at that. 3.5 star, 18 years of age. 4.5 star, he reckons it can get. I reckon 5 star, really. But when you look at his history and say last season he was only bought for 3.1 million. Gutted I missed out on that. But, you know, I think it's a bit of luck when you can find these players. If your scouts are good enough, if your scouts can find these players, it's amazing. Sadly, my scouts found this player a year too late. But still, 10 million, I think, is a bargain for someone who is 18 years of age. Look at his stats. He's just someone that could play for the side until he's 32, 33. You know, centre-backs play for a long time. Look at McMillan, for God's sake. 32 easily. I reckon this guy could get. So that is 14 years of first team football, 15 seasons. Amazing. I'm so glad I got this guy. Look at his value already, 10.75 million. I think the only place is up for this guy, and I think we found our centre backs for the next, like I say, 10 years minimum. I'd expect. An amazing signing, amazing capture really. Overall, great signing there. So those were the ins and outs. Spent 10.5 million, brought in 5.5 million. I don't think there are any clauses with Shakura. There are a couple of clauses, sorry, actually. The Racing Club will get 1.2 million after 23 league appearances, so that'll probably be, end of the season. Hopefully at that time we'll have a lot more Europa League money coming in, and Premier League hopefully can go well. Maybe we can get a cup run going, so that'll be alright. I think we can pay that off quite easily. They'll get 30k a game for the next 43 appearances, and also they get 47.91k per month for the next 4 years as well. Also, the only ins, I think we have a couple of clauses. There we go. Jonathan Romero, we get 43.75k per month for the next 4 years as well. So, that pretty much covers Shakura's monthly installments, and also we get 62.78k per month for the next 2 years of Manu Sanchez. So yeah, again, we're bringing in our money. We're covering ourselves on the monthly installments in terms of outwards and stuff. So overall, the transfers I'm very chuffed with. A couple of them like Benelli, Oswald, and Shakuro, and of course the backups of Roberts, and hopefully Klession can do well for us. And outs, I'm happy with who we let go. I think we recuperated a lot of money there. That's pretty good money to bring in. So in the Premier League, where does this put us? It puts us in a disappointing 10th place. Really disappointed that we're this low in the table. Okay, everyone around us has played a game more, but we do play Chelsea in that game, so I do wonder whether we will. I think we played Chelsea in that game anyway. I'm sure. Surprisingly, only 3 teams have 9 games. So we've got a game in hand. If it's against Chelsea, we may struggle to win that game. If it's against Fulham, we probably I'd expect us to come away with a win. But I'd expect us to do, I expect us to do a lot better than this with the players we've signed as well. Maybe this takes a little bit of gelling. I've signed 3 first team players. Players that instantly jump to the first team. So maybe that takes a little bit of time to gel into the team. But overall, we should be doing a lot better than this. 14 points after 9 games when we go into the proper league table. 14 points after 9 games with 4 wins, 2 draws, and 3 defeats. Sorry about that. There's some loud people outside. Anyway, 3 defeats, 18 goals scored, and 14 conceded, with a +4 goal difference. Hopefully, it's all still tight. The season, of course, hasn't been going on enough for the teams to now spread out. For a gap to build anywhere really in the league between just one position. Of course, the difference between first and 20th is massive, but the difference between us and Stoke or us and Southampton, it's only 2 points and 1 point. It's not too much different. So hopefully, of course, I'm expecting to get Europe again. I would love Champions League football, but the aim is just to get Europa League football yet again. Past positions just tells us, we've not had a great start to the season. We just need to get a bit of form, and we'll be alright, I believe. We're not going to be. I don't think we'll miss out. I don't expect us to miss out on the Europa League football this season. I expect us to get Europe again. Now, once we've got it, we shouldn't really be dropping out. But we'll go into the fixtures anyway. Of course, we've got a Europa League group, which I will go into once we get to the first fixture. But friendly-wise, we played a lot of friendlies again. Wanted to make sure the team was gelled, knew what they were doing. And the first game of the season, yet again it was Liverpool, and yet again we come away with all 3 points. Alan Brooks, Craig Williams, and a double from Andre Karamin put us off to a fantastic start, a fantastic way to start off our season in the Premier League. Alan Brooks ended up... Sorry if my mouse wants to work. There we go. Alan Brooks ended up getting the first goal of the season for us anyway. We'll have a look at that. But overall, dominant performance from the team. Everyone played very well. Shakura got given his debut. Jules Roberts got given his debut. Hamza got given his debut as well. A lot of debuts were having that. He also picked up his injury, Hamza Benelli, during this current time as well. In this game, he's been out ever since then. It just shows that he's sustained quite a long injury in this match. But overall, a good game to win. Like I say, second season in a row to face Liverpool first game. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard to beat Liverpool. Alan Brooks slotted it home there. First goal of the season. And overall, like I said, good 3 points to win. After that, we faced Tottenham, a team that I would like us to beat. They've had a couple of off-and-on season. They had the bad year, of course, when we finished 14th. Last year they definitely improved on it. So it's kind of hard to judge how the team will do. It just depends on how they start the season. And they managed to beat us in the first game of the season. And our old player, Dennis Obrenovic, come back and haunted us. Really disappointed that, we didn't win this game, of course. Away at White Hart Lane, it's going to be difficult. Just our attacking force let us down today. it wasn't good enough. 1 shot on target, six shots, not good enough. But still, our old players, Dennis Obranovic, scoring against us. You know, didn't really play a lot for Tottenham last year. You know, for some reason he's come in and his only goals for Tottenham have been against us. Of course, we have faced him before, but still, it's never good to see ex-players come and score against you. Ugh. Anyway, moving on. We moved on swiftly with that. From that, anyway, and we faced Norwich in a 2-1 victory. So you know, we bounced back from our defeat quite quickly. Cass Peters and Andre Karamin getting 2 goals in the first half an hour of the game before Gerard Groneville, whatever his name is, got a goal back for Norwich just before half time. You know, tense second half as it would be. You know, only 1 goal difference. You know, both teams scoring. It's always going to be tight in the second half. But we managed to hold out, managed to defend well enough. At the end, we walked away with all 3 points. Of course, Andre Karamin's goal being the only goal to separate the teams at the end. So we'll have a look at that. Again, Norwich, a team I'd expect us to beat. A team I'd want us to beat as well, especially at home now. We've got to really make our home a fortress. If we want to make that push for the Champions League, we need to improve our home form drastically. It's not like it's been poor, but still, I'd like to make a nil impossible to lose here. And as we see, Karamin make, I'd say a clever mistake really coming out, but capitalising on a good opportunity. After that, we lost to West Ham. West Ham are a tough team in this game. Like, I know in real life right now they're a pretty mid-table team. They're not amazing. But in this game, they're quite a tough team. They're always in and about the European spots, you know, Champions League, not just Europa League. So to have them at home, a game I'd still expect us, you know, to at least pull up a good fight, you know, show that we have the ability to face teams like West Ham. Like I say, make our home a bit of a fortress if we can. But you know, they just took their chances on me when they came. For us, again, poor going forward, not enough creativity, not enough. Not clinical enough, I should say, going forward into the in the other team's half. So, at the end of the day, 2-0 defeat, really, really poor, really disappointing. But we jumped into our Europa League group. I meant to actually click on the group there. So our group is very difficult, as you can see. You will already see the fixtures there. I'll just go over them quickly here. So first team, Schalke, currently top of the group. Really tough team to beat. Of course, they're going to be. We have drawn to them already in the group, so you know we put up a good fight. They're away from home as well, so I'm hoping we can get them on the home leg. But you know, really tough team. Going to be the team we're going to have to watch out for. Hopefully, we can pip them to top of the group. Saint Etienne, I think that's how you say that. They're the team that we'll be battling for. You know, trying to get second. Of course, I'd love to get first. Like I say, Schalke will be the team we have to beat if we want to get first. But really, Saint Etienne, we're going to be the team we're going to be challenging for to get to the knockout stage of the group. So really the top 2 tough teams in this group, and then of course we have Gulmales, whatever the name is, the Portuguese team, which are going to be the whipping boys of the group. Of course, 4 games already, it's picked up 0 points. They've not even scored a goal yet, so that shows there. So we've got really 3 top teams in this group alone. So very difficult group to be drawn in for our first ever Europa League group. But we don't have any, you know, games in Europe. We had our first game in Europe against the whipping boys of the group still, but you know that the fact that we've never played in Europe before means we have no it's points, isn't it? But I can't actually think of the name right now. It's like ranking points. I don't know what to call them. Whatever. Yeah, but if you know what I mean, you know, you get points for playing in Europe. If you win games, you get more coefficient. That's it. Coefficient points. We don't have any because we didn't qualify, and really I wanted to qualify just to get some coefficient points on the board. You know, that way next year it'll make it easier for us to qualify. But you know, we were basically in the 4th pot. We were the team that were expected to get a tough group, and we did. But we won our first game. Andre Karamin and Alan Brooks scoring in a 2-0 victory, our first ever victory in Europe. And lucky for us, it was at home, so you know it made it a little bit easier just to break ourselves in. But Andre Karamin making history for the side, scoring our first ever goal in Europe. We'll have a look at it because, like I say, it's history in the making. This, you know, hopefully we'll have a lot of firsts in the future in terms of cups and things like that. Cass Peters down the left, Williams, Alfonso picks it up, back to Gustavo Cesar, whips this one in. Beats Rui, whatever the defender's name was, to the ball and slots it home. After that, we faced Liverpool for the 2nd time in the season in the Capital One Cup this time, though, and we beat them 2-1. You know, they put up a bit more of a fight. It wasn't as humiliating, I say, as in the first game of the season. As you see, we rotate the side a little bit. We put Igna Conte in goal. You know, a couple of names that aren't often in the team, like Jefferson. We gave him a run out, and lucky for us, you know, we were able to field a slightly weakened side and still come away with the win. So we're through to the next round of the cup there, which is what I would expect to be. After that, we face Hull, 2-2 in the league. Hull, again, a surprisingly tough team for me anyway. I'm not sure, you know, whether it's just they have a little bit of a bogey team for me, but I find them a tough team. We also have our S-keeper, Francisco Arivaldo. I'm not sure if I've pointed that out before. But, still would have liked to have won this game. Of course, 2-0 up after 21 minutes, I should say. We really should walk away with all 3 points, but we let ourselves down. We just didn't play well enough, and really Hull, after the 2 goals, just came alive. Seemed to just throw caution to the wind. Really played a lot better. Really got a lot of chances. And in the end, 86-minute equaliser. Really should have held out. Defensively, we shouldn't be we shouldn't be falling asleep. We should be playing. We should be solid all the way to 90 minutes. And it just seems like we fell asleep for the last couple and cost us all 3 points. Then, of course, we faced Schalke. Like I said, they are going to be the tough team in the group. So ideally, I would have liked to have won the whole game just to be on high spirits into this match. But in the end, it didn't really affect us too much. Going into the game, I would have said a draw would have been nice to walk away with. Coming out of the game, I would have said a win would have been what we could have easily deserved, easily nicked, I should really say. And that's all they dominated us. Of course, you can see the match stats there, but it's like we put up a good fight, and maybe on another day we could have nicked a goal for maybe a set piece or something. But overall, no point away from home to Schalke, a good point to pick up. Wolves then in the Premier League followed that, and we won 4-0. Pretty easy game, really. Craig Williams, a double from Karamin, and Francisco Xavier from a corner, picking us up all 3 points. Did get a man sent off Wolves, but 83rd minute, game was already over. It was already 3-0 up. In the end, Karamin just added insult to injury with the 4th, and showing that getting a man sent off is going to make it a little bit weaker, and we're just going to capitalise on that. After that, we followed up a Manchester United game. This was going to be a tough game, of course. Manchester United are always going to be a tough game, and they beat us 5-3. They really showed us, we're still a few years off a Premier League title challenge. Okay, you're in the Europa League, but don't get ahead of yourselves. That was sort of the message we got here at Old Trafford. A hat-trick from Žirabek. We'll actually have a look at this player, really. Petr Žirabek, the Czech Republic striker. Look at that, 117 appearances for his country, 62 goals. A prolific striker in his career. Look at that, amazing for United as well. Just, he just showed us the quality of the players they possess in comparison to us. In the end, Jefferson come on, and, we just weren't playing well attackingly and stuff like that. But overall, the whole team just, couldn't compete with United, and they just showed their quality on the day. Again, same thing, now we have Europe in midweek. We need to really do well at the weekend just to carry on our good morale into the Europa League games. And sadly for us, we had Saint Etienne away from home, and they just showed their class once more. Showed their class, I should not once more, but showed their class between us. I said that we have to beat them to challenge for challenge for qualification to the knockout rounds of the Cup. Sadly for us, losing to Man U really did lower morale quite a bit. Of course, conceding 5 goals will do that to anyone. And I rotated the team, of course, for tiredness and things like that. All these factors piled into us losing 3-1 away from home. Away from home always going to be difficult in Europe, of course. But, just really poor game. And the match stats say that we were pretty evenly matched. So the 3-1 scoreline doesn't really reflect how we played on the day. And you look at that 82nd minute, it was 2-1. The game was still on. We could have nicked a draw, but they really passed the bed on the 87th minute. Just closed off any chance of a comeback. Then we faced Blackburn twice in quick succession. The first time round we drew 1-1 with Alan Brooks getting the only goal of the game for us before a Daniel Knight equaliser provided the point for Blackburn. And also something I want to point out here, I noticed during the game as well, Demyanenkov wasn't in the it wasn't in the 18-man squad. Wasn't even on the bench, wasn't in the starting 11. £10 million they paid for him last season. Didn't do very well for them, got worst signing of the season, doesn't even feature in the squad against us. How happy am I for that 10 million? He may have had a bad year for us that year. I may have kept out Karamin, who has done amazingly for us. All them factors I love to see happen against another team. Anyway, of course, like I said, quick succession. After that, we faced Blackburn yet again, this time in the Cup. And this time, they took the lead early on before we equalised. This time quite late though, 85th minute. Pushing it to extra time and ended up going to penalties, of course, in the Cup. It's not going to end in a draw because it's not the FA Cup. And in the end, Williams, Karamin and Roberts missing the penalties, providing the win for Blackburn there. So disappointing to be knocked out of the Cup. Disappointing that I couldn't beat Blackburn at home or away. Really we should have beat them at home or away. I maybe understand that, but still disappointed to be out of the Cup. After that, we faced Everton in the Premier League, and again Everton were a bit of the team that could maybe have a good run, the difficult team to beat, but then again they could be a team that we can beat quite easily. So here we've beat them 2-0, despite the fact they dominated the game, despite the fact they really should have walked away with at least a goal, to their name. They had 18 shots, but only 2 on target. At the end of the day, we were very fortunate to come away with all three points. The own goal, I think, really just down the team, down Everton, just helped us get that victory. 2 goals can affect the team's morale quite drastically in comparison to 1. So, end of the day, happy with the Everton win. And to wrap up these fixture updates, we beat Saint-Etienne 2-0 at home, getting our revenge for our humiliating defeat to them in France. And this time, we got a man sent off in the 46th minute, but still managed to hold out in the game. And looking at the match stats, we deserved our win, thoroughly deserved our win, I should say. The win, of course, meant a lot in the cup, in the group, I should say, sorry, because it put us into the 2nd place spot. That means us a point behind Schalke, which means in our game against Schalke, it's going to be a massive game. But Alan Brooks picking up a double. Bill McDonald did get sent off, but like I say, in the end, it didn't really affect it too much, so I wasn't too mad at him. Like I say, the upcoming games in Europa League are going to be massive. Of course, in the Premier League, always going to be some massive games, like Arsenal and Chelsea, for example. And, of course, Man City before our next update. So, we have a lot of important games coming up. Hopefully, the next time you'll see me, we'll have qualified for the Europa League knockout rounds. Of course, we won't get a draw until a bit later on, but still, it'd be nice to get there. Financially, I'm going to show you we're at 2.5 million in the plus. We're losing money every month, though, so I reckon we will enter debt at some point. And I'm not sure. I don't know whether we're to blame our transfers or just to blame the wage. I want to blame the wage. Financially, we can't support ourselves, which isn't great for a club in the Premier League, but financially we can't support ourselves with the stadium we currently have. We're 16,320 all-seater stadium. Even if we fill that with the season ticket, with the ticket prices and how many season tickets we sell, with them prices in mind, all that stuff compiles into us not being able to support our wage bill every month. Okay, you could say, your monthly installments are costing you get 208k lost last month, but that's not really a lot. But when you look at our expenditure, it's more than our turnover. That alone is quite worrying, I should say. And what's our highest, of course, thing each month? It's our wage bill, and that's one of the only things I can really, affect. Really, I can affect the staff wage, but I feel staff is important. Of course, it has risen a little bit every time, but not drastically. Unlike the player wage, which again it can vary quite drastically. Still, it's the biggest thing really, and the biggest thing I can actually affect. I like my staff, I like all the staff I have, but players, who I have in the reserves out on loan, who I pay all their wages for, like Walters Diaz, it annoys me that I pay 27.5k a week. Over a month, we'll say 30, that's about 120 grand in a month for him. I know that's a little bit less, but still, that alone is a lot of money that could really help us solve our financial worries a little bit. But we're in the Premier League, we earn our money, we're in Europe as well, so overall, I don't think, going into the red will be too much, because I reckon we'll jump straight back out of it, but still, it's not great to see that this season alone, we've lost £15 million. Anything else I can really talk about? We'll look at the awards and we'll wrap this episode up. So, Golden Gloves, which we can't do already, so Goal of the Month, we didn't get anywhere in that. Manager of the Month, we have not got anywhere in that, I don't believe. Roberto Mancini picking up twice there, and Bertrand for Liverpool. Player of the Month, I don't believe we've got anyone in there. We've not done amazingly in the league so far, pretty on and off form. Young Player of the Month as well. We actually got one in there, Luis Alberto Shakuro, got it for August, the first month of the season. He also came 3rd in September as well. So he's doing well, at least. That's nice to see. But overall, I think this is pretty much it for now, guys. I think this episode has been pretty long as well, so apologies for that. But next time we will meet you, like I say, hopefully all them things can happen. I've already mentioned them before. So until December, or whenever I do the update, whenever I remember to save, until then, peace out.